In a small Nebraska town sat a home for sale, a home that no living being had entered in 100 years. "We finally did it," she said, staring up at the white colonial estate she and her husband had signed for moments earlier and were seeing in person for the first time. She made a mental note to grab the sold sign before heading back to California and wrapping up life by the ocean. Her husband put his arm around her hip, squeezed, and pulled her close to him with a kiss on top of her head. "Yeah, we did," he replied. "Now we get to stop playing what if and start enjoying we did. I just can't believe this is ours. The history of this place, I can't imagine," she said in awe, looking up at the imposing structure. The house, an 1895 white colonial complete with 6 front pillars and a wraparound porch, filled the couple's dream perfectly. Sure, it was located in the outskirts of a small Nebraska farm town, but it was 3 times the size of anything in Southern California and a third of the price. With good internet and remote jobs, they could live anywhere, and they chose the stately luxury of a 19th century mansion in the middle of America. There is nothing perfect about the house to an outsider, but to them, the fact that no one else found it desirable is what made it perfect. Abandoned by time itself, the home needed massive overhauling and updating with modern amenities and renovations to be considered anything near luxury in the modern era. According to the real estate listing, it would need new plumbing and new wiring, but much of the original woodwork, wallpaper, chandeliers, and the like were still in place. The hardwood floors would need refinishing or replacing, the peeling outside paint and rotting wood would need to be replaced, and a new roof was loudly announcing itself as priority number 1. Even with the needed repairs, the couple had fallen in love with the personality of the home and the dream of owning it, rehabbing it, and living in it. A wide staircase of 5 steps led to the wood-planked front porch, flanked on either side by white columns stretching to the top of the second story. 4 additional columns punctuated the wraparound porch, the right side of which they already decided to screen in to protect against aggressive mid-American mosquitoes. "Ready to go in?" he asked, with another squeeze around her hip. With a nod and a grab of his hand, the couple scaled the stairs toward the threshold of their new adventure. "This isn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be," she said, her voice trailing as she took notice of the intricate mahogany woodwork framing the curved staircase that punctuated the front room. The floor squealed and moaned under her feet as the house welcomed her with its warm embrace. Raw wood beams stretched overhead, seemingly supported by substantial but delicately intricate pillars that stood on hand-carved blocks as large as a grown man. Candelabra wall sconces hung on the walls, equally spaced, and invited her deeper into the discovery of her new home. "Honey," her husband called from the next room, "you have to see this." The trail of sconces led her to a windowless dining area, complete with a crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling in the same style as the wall-mounted candelabras. A soft flicker from each of the 10 dim points of light on the chandelier illuminated the room in a gentle yellow glow. "How is that light on?" she asked in a tone that combined wonderment, mystery, and awe. "It doesn't make any sense," he echoed. "This place hasn't had electric service in, well, nearly forever." The light exposed other mysteries to the first-time homeowners. A dining table, complete with red fabric runner down the middle, had gone unnoticed simply because dining tables and dining rooms are a common occurrence, but not in a home that hasn't been occupied in a century. The wood floors reflected the gentle light, suggesting they remained in better shape than expected. "I think we really hit the jackpot with this place. It's not going to need nearly as much renovation as I thought," he said to his wife, pulling out his phone to take a few pictures. "Your dad is going to love seeing these pictures. Prove him wrong about us buying this place sight unseen." The top left display of his phone, which showed a strong connection outside, now read, "No service." "Shoot, our first problem," he said to his wife. "No cell service in here." We'll get an extender or something. The service was good outside. We'll figure it out. You can send the pics when we leave," she said. He put his phone back into his pocket and invited his wife to follow him into the kitchen, where another couple stood in conversation atop the white and black tiled floor. Whoa! The couple didn't seem to notice the entrance of the new homeowners. The man wore a white shirt with khaki trousers and suspenders, while the woman, his wife presumably, wore a colorful plaid dress with a white collar and black stockings. "My God, you scared us. What are you doing here? We had just bought this house," the wife said. No response. Her husband, taking note of the working kitchen that included a boiling pot of water, grabbed his wife's arm. "Something's wrong. We need to get out of here." They turned and sprinted out of the kitchen, through the softly lit dining room, past the line of wall sconces, under the timber-beamed ceiling, past the wood pillars, and threw open the front door. Crossing the threshold for the second time, they were met with a blinding light and then darkness. And in a small Nebraska town sat a home for sale, a home that no living being had left in 100 years.